Question 1. A psychologist follows the same group of children every year from age 5 to age 15, testing them again and again. This research design is called
A cross-sectional study. B, a longitudinal study.
C. A taste study.
D, a correlational survey.
The answer is B. A longitudinal study. A longitudinal study follows the same people over a long stretch of time. Because it tracks one group as it ages, it can show how individuals actually change, which a one-time snapshot cannot.
20 questions to test whether you could pass the Human Growth and Development CLEP exam and save hundreds of dollars by skipping the full college course. Think you've got what it takes? Get 16 right, and you're likely ready for the full exam.
Question 2. The debate over how much of development is driven by genes versus by experience and environment is known as the question of
A, nature versus nurture.
B. Continuity versus stages. C. Stability versus change.
D, assimilation versus accommodation.
The answer is A. Nature versus nurture.
Nature versus nurture asks how much of who we become is set by our inherited biology and how much is shaped by our surroundings. Most modern researchers conclude that the two work together. Question 3. According to Sigmund Freud, the part of the personality that operates on the pleasure principle and demands immediate gratification is the
ego.
B, superego. C, id. D, conscience.
The answer is C. Id.
Freud's id is the primitive, unconscious drive for immediate pleasure. The ego works to satisfy it realistically, and the superego adds the moral conscience that holds it in check.
Question 4. Erik Erikson believed that the central psychosocial conflict of adolescence is A. Trust versus mistrust. B. Initiative versus guilt. C. Industry versus inferiority. D. Identity versus role confusion. The answer is D. Identity versus role confusion. Erikson placed identity versus role confusion in the teenage years. Adolescents work to answer who they are, and resolving it well produces a stable sense of self and direction. Question 5. A researcher finds that children who watch more violent television tend to behave more aggressively, but cannot conclude that the television causes the aggression. This is because
A, correlation does not prove causation. B, the sample was too large. C, the study used a control group. D, the variables were randomly assigned. The answer is A. Correlation does not prove causation.
a correlation only shows that two things move together. Some third factor could drive both, so a relationship alone never proves that one variable causes the other. Question 6. A substance, such as alcohol, that can cross the placenta and harm a developing fetus is called A.
Neonate. B, genotype. C, teratogen. D, reflex. The answer is C, teratogen. A teratogen is any agent, like alcohol, certain drugs, or some infections, that can damage a fetus during pregnancy. Prenatal alcohol exposure is a leading preventable cause of birth defects.
Question 7. The grasping reflex, in which a newborn automatically curls its fingers around anything that touches its palm, is an example of a learned habit.
B. An inborn reflex present at birth.
C. A conditioned response.
D. A sign of advanced intelligence.
The answer is B. An inborn reflex present at birth.
Newborns arrive with automatic, unlearned reflexes, such as grasping, rooting, and sucking. These reflexes are present at birth, and many fade during the first months as the brain matures.
Question 8. In Harry Hollow's experiments, infant monkeys separated from their mothers preferred a soft cloth surrogate over a wire surrogate that provided food. The findings suggest that attachment is driven mainly by A. Hunger and feeding. B. Imitation of adults. C. Fear of strangers. D. The comfort of physical contact. The answer is D. The comfort of physical contact. Hollow's monkeys clung to the cloth mother even though the wire mother fed them. This showed that the comfort of contact, not just feeding, is central to forming an attachment bond. Question 9. An infant who explores happily when a caregiver is present becomes upset when the caregiver leaves and is quickly soothed on the caregiver's return, is showing what Mary Ainsworth called A. Secure attachment. B. Avoidant attachment. C. Resistant attachment. D. Disorganized attachment. The answer is A. Secure attachment.
In Ainsworth's strange situation, the securely attached infant uses the caregiver as a safe base, protests at separation, and is comforted on reunion. It is the most common and healthiest pattern.
Question 10. A baby is shown a toy. Then the toy is hidden under a blanket. A young infant who has not yet developed object permanence will A. Reach under the blanket for it. B. Cry until it reappears. C. Act as if the toy no longer exists. D. Hand the blanket to an adult. The answer is C. Act as if the toy no longer exists. Before object permanence develops, out of sight truly means out of mind. The infant does not search for the hidden toy, because to that baby, the toy has simply stopped existing. Question 11. Jean Piaget called the stage of cognitive development from birth to about age 2, when babies learn through their senses and movements, the A. Pre-operational stage. B. Concrete operational stage. C. Formal operational stage. D. Sensory motor stage. The answer is D. Sensory motor stage. In Piaget's sensory motor stage, infants understand the world through looking, touching, and moving. The major achievement of this stage is object permanence. Question 12. A 4-year-old insists that a tall, thin glass holds more juice than a short, wide glass, even after watching the same juice poured between them. According to Piaget, this child has not yet mastered A. Object permanence. B. Conservation. C. Abstract reasoning. D. The grasping reflex. The answer is B. Conservation. Conservation is the understanding that quantity stays the same despite changes in shape or arrangement. Pre-operational children lack it, so taller looks like more even when the amount is equal. Question 13.
Lev Vygotsky's term for the gap between what a child can do alone and what the child can do with help from a more skilled person is the
A. Zone of proximal development. B. Sensory motor stage. C. Critical period. D. Id.
The answer is A. Zone of proximal development.
Vygotsky's zone of proximal development is the sweet spot just beyond a child's solo ability, where guidance from a teacher or peer lets the child succeed and learn.
Question 14. The temporary support a parent or teacher provides to help a child accomplish a task just beyond the child's current ability, then gradually withdraws, is called
A. Conditioning. B. Conservation. C. Scaffolding. D. Habituation.
The answer is C. Scaffolding.
Scaffolding is the adjustable help a more skilled person gives within the zone of proximal development. As the child grows more capable, the support is slowly removed. Question 15. Noam Chomsky proposed that humans are born with a built-in capacity for acquiring language, which he called the A. Zone of proximal development. B. Language acquisition device. C. Superego. D. Sensory motor schema. The answer is B. Language acquisition device. Chomsky argued that the human brain comes wired for grammar through what he called a language acquisition device. It helps explain how young children master language so quickly and similarly. Question 16. In Diana Baumrind's research, parents who are both highly warm and highly demanding, setting clear rules while staying responsive to their children, use the parenting style called A. Permissive. B. Authoritarian. C. Uninvolved. D. Authoritative. The answer is D. Authoritative. Authoritative parents pay a firm, consistent limits with warmth and open communication. This balanced style is linked to the best outcomes, including higher self-esteem and stronger social skills.
Question 17. In Lawrence Kohlberg's theory of moral development, a young child who decides that an act is wrong mainly because it leads to punishment is reasoning at the
A. Pre-conventional level. B. Conventional level. C. Post-conventional level. D. Formal operational.
The answer is A. Pre-conventional level. At Kohlberg's pre-conventional level, right and wrong are judged by rewards and punishments. Avoiding punishment, not principle or social approval, drives the child's moral choices. Question 18. According to Erik Erikson, the central psychosocial task of late adulthood, looking back on one's life with either satisfaction or regret, is the conflict of
A. Generativity versus stagnation. B. Integrity versus despair. C. Intimacy versus isolation. D. Trust versus mistrust. The answer is B. Integrity versus despair. Erikson's final stage, integrity versus despair, is about reviewing one's life. A sense that it was meaningful brings integrity, while deep regret brings despair. Question 19. Elisabeth Kubler-Ross described 5 common responses to dying. The stage in which a person refuses to accept the diagnosis, insisting there must be a mistake, is A. Anger. B. Bargaining. C. Denial.
D. Acceptance.
The answer is C. Denial.
Kubler-Ross listed denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Denial often comes first, as the person resists believing the diagnosis is real.
Question 20. Research on adulthood distinguishes two kinds of intelligence. The type that involves accumulated knowledge, vocabulary, and facts, and that tends to hold steady or even rise with age, is called A. Sensory-motor intelligence, B. Emotional intelligence, C. Fluid intelligence, D. Crystallized intelligence.
The answer is D. Crystallized intelligence.
Crystallized intelligence is the store of knowledge and verbal skill built up over a lifetime, and it stays stable or grows in later years. Fluid intelligence, the speed of solving novel problems, tends to decline. So how did you do? 11 or fewer, and there are real gaps to close. 12 to 15, you're on a solid track. 16 or more, and you're likely ready for the real thing. Get your full adaptive learning plan at flyingprep.com.